This bee on my van is proof that I gave myself permission to be an artist.
And I guess it's not so strange, seeing as how my mother was an artist and for my whole life. And my parents ended up, after her degree, getting her degree and being a Tupperware saleswoman for years of my beginning childhood. Got a degree and then decided, instead of going into law, to do her art. And so we went to fused glass. They became fused glass artists. Fused glass artists. And we went to all the local craft fairs, very nice. And got, all these artisan collections of stuff people made, which is wonderful. My mom, meanwhile, my father also were making fused glass earrings, which I'm not wearing any of, but I'll have to do that. I'll go get some on and then come back. But I somehow I never really, I did always want to be an artist. And I've done some things. And I copied my mother. And I did some kind of a second generation glass fuser, just starting that. I inherited my dad, who's retired, his kiln and all that stuff, and his glass collection. And a lot of his earrings are still giving them away by donation for my nonprofit. But I'm starting to make my own, and I love it. I'll show them to you soon. And but I never really had called myself a painter. I started painting. That happened because I did some microdosing and some therapy, and I used the painting as therapy. And I'm telling you what, I got all these scenes out. These moments, the scenes, like the frames that kind of catalog your life or document your life and your memory as you're going. I started doing this just a little bit here and there, a tiny bit here and there. And then I started microdosing as a therapy for my my childhood trauma stuff. And that gave me this. What the microdosing did is it kind of took away the filter of unsureness. I don't know how to say it right now on the fly, but it gave me a confidence, I guess, and I started getting stuff out, and just the more you do it, and the more you know you can do it. Anyway, so I just put this thing together on my car, which I'm shocked that I did this, and it's not expert by any means, but it's there, and it's amazing for me. So here it is. I don't know how much you can see, okay? Kind of looking at a sideways glance. I got this bee over here, and I did these leaves. Now, I will tell you, and I've done some other things, and I did something a long time ago, a couple years ago on here, but it was really crappy, and it was like in minutes, and I put this giant mermaid on my van, and it's beautiful, I love it. I can't, so there's a mermaid. Anyway, I'm kind of close because I parked my van up to this fence. I'm squeezing back here. So how I did this, now, aside from the fact that I have done some microdosing, the psilocybin mushrooms is like a therapy, and I believe that it wouldn't be fair of me to describe myself as this new artist without the transparency of telling you that I believe that I was inspired significantly or something through the microdosing of the psilocybin, where I did tons of painting and really a release of all of these emotions, or a lot of them, through painting and poetry. Slam poetry. It was really cool. So I do really only have good things to say about microdosing psilocybin mushrooms. How I did this is I knew what I wanted in my mind's eye, and I asked AI, how did I do this? I put this is, yeah, I put some pictures that I have, and I asked AI to give me those flowers, which did not turn into what these flowers look like, but inspired by the photos I had. I wanted a honeybee, I just described it in AI. Give me an image, a black lined image for like a coloring book, which I have also made coloring books, which is amazing, and I got it done and I'm selling them. But to give me the black lined drawing of the flowers and the honeybee, and the honeybee in the center, a giant bee that would go on my, I think I gave the dimensions of the hood of my car to AI, and anything I thought would help. And it gave me this black and white lines of an image. I printed it out, and it's what I went by as inspiration. So I kind of taped it to the windshield, and it wasn't, and because my dad, who has dementia, I'm home caring for him, but because he has something he got when he was a little kid, which he was a child prodigy violinist, but he also had an uncle or a great uncle that would draw for them and teach them how to draw on a chalkboard. And so he would always try to show me perspective when I was a kid. I know my dad has this. He's got some incredible skills like billiards and shuffleboard and stuff. I mean, he used to play blindfolded for money, okay? He's got gifts. So I asked my dad, who's got dementia, with chalk. I brought chalk and I asked him to draw an outline. And I watched him, and I was watching him, and as I was watching, and as I was watching him, I was like thinking to myself, that's not how to, okay, that's great, Dad, but no, I want it here and there. And he was getting kind of confused. So I was able to, with his doing it, I watched him start it, and then I was able to take over with confidence. So I think there's a lot of steps. Like one of the steps I took years ago was after I was painting, someone saw my paintings on Facebook and that I was doing this, and she was my niece. And she said, hey Heather, I saw this ad. I want you to see this ad. This lady wants a mural done of Van Gogh on her fence. And because I had had friends in the area that were artists, in my classes at the Evergreen State College, I called him and said, hey, I've got a gig doing this mural. If I, want to split it with me, and I will be your assistant. So going out in life, doing new things, meeting the people who do those things you want to do, and getting lessons, or just paying them to watch them or to help them, is huge. I mean, you're getting expert. This guy's has a degree in art, and there's something about a confidence. We all are capable of doing anything we want. I got that confidence when I was around 18. I met my husband, my guitar teacher, and who ended up teaching me how to play jazz tunes and all this stuff, which I don't play lead right now, but I could if I tried. It's just this knowing that you can do anything you set your mind to. Hopefully by now a person would know that, but luckily I've got to find that out when I was 18. And I wish, I haven't done a ton of stuff. I haven't done everything that I want to do yet, but I'm gonna, okay? I can do whatever. Anywho, so then I saw this video of this girl who was doing paintings in public and for public, and she gave me some tips. Like at first, I bought these really expensive car paints that are really kind of difficult. They're really thick, difficult to work with. Well, this lady said she uses samples from Home Depot. They are what do you call those house paints? Like exterior latex. So I knew I wanted yellows for the bees, yellows, browns. I don't even have an all black here. It's just browns that I'm mixing with other colors. I knew I wanted blues and reddy pinks, magenta. I was dying to have a magenta in my life. So I went and I bought like a dozen. I'll show you my paints. A dozen of these samples in those colors, and they were really not very expensive. So I was really happy. For $100, I walked out of there with everything I needed. And I had brushes around the house. Cheap ones at dollar store you can do. This is this is a dragon towards the back of my car, right? So this is like a dragon now. For scales and stuff, I think I want to put flowers on here, but it's going to be like Heather's. I don't want you to see my other desire dream is sailing. I just bought this little Hobie Cat sail. What can you see here? See my sails? These are my sails. And I have a Hobie Cat, which I love. So this, can you see? This is my paint collection. These are all the samples. What the samples look like. The lady marked the lids. She registered me at the store. Oops. Some of my dad's earrings. She gave me a bunch of these cards that go with all my stuff. Every single sample. And then I put lacquer over the hood because I'm not finished with the sides yet, but I did lacquer that. So, I have a solar panel on the top of my van, which is why I have these and an inverter back there. I did live in this with my child for a short while to take her to her favorite school. So, anyway, so that is, I just wanted, I do want to share the joy of having your car painted. This is an old car. It's a 2002. It runs like a top. I love this car. And the joy of putting paint on a car, you just can't match it. I'm going to have this car forever. Or someone who loves it will have it. And something so freeing happens when you paint your car. You decorate it. I know people who put beads all over their cars, some people plant grass on their cars or chia seeds, right? There's something about the joy of this. I don't know how to describe it, but I highly suggest doing something like this. Especially if you've got something to say, or you just love something. Do you love, like, one lady did her Charlotte's Web motif. I mean, what do you love? Do it. Tell me about it on your car, right? Okay. Hey, if there's any questions that I haven't covered that you have, or anything else you want to know about this that I know, I will share with you. Leave it in the comments. And yeah, so thank you. This is my life. Again, I'm Heather, the traveling bee lady. But dude, I do all kinds of stuff, and I'm starting over. I'm an empty nester. I lost the love of my life to age. She aged out of my life, and it's really tough. And I am saying positive things. It's really easy, and I'm successful. I'm well loved. I'm loving, and I get everything I want. I have everything I want in life. And yeah, so here's to good health, nutrition, and yeah, okay. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.